Great to be back. It is Corey and Caleb again. Hope you're getting used to our faces. Um, we got kind of a short slate on both MLB and NBA today. So I kind of think that research is going to pay off a little more there, which you got to like. But we're excited for this one. How you feeling, Caleb?
I feel pretty good. I feel like we definitely got a good edge tonight. I'm excited for MLB tonight. I think even though there's only a couple late night games, I think it could be a really fun night.
Yeah. And we'll kick it off with NBA like we usually do. And in the $1 jackpot, we have the most points between Kevin Durant, Oladipo, Klay Thompson, and Miles Turner. Um, I see some questionable tags with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. Nothing I've seen has told us they are not going to play. That game is actually the early one at 7 o'clock tonight, so we will know if they're going to play or not. But I've been researching all day, and I really like Kevin Durant in this spot. Um, Definitely think he's got the most upside. I see Klay Thompson and Oladipo scoring in the high teens, low 20s, and then Miles Turner just has no shot for me. Are you on board with Kevin Durant here?
Yeah, I think Kevin Durant would be my favorite too. I think this game will definitely be really, really fast paced, and that definitely leaves the top two guys for me as probably the highest ones. I think in a lot of steals for Oladipo, which could mean to a lot of quick points for him. But ultimately, I think Durant's probably going to take over the game and take the most shots out of anyone with Curry out. So Durant would definitely be my favorite here, but get a little bit of exposure to Oladipo if you're multi-entering.
Yeah, he'd definitely be the second favorite there. You gotta expect a high scoring, high paced game in this one. And we'll jump to rebounds with Draymond Green, Miles Turner, Kevin Durant, and Thaddeus Young. Do you have a favorite here by any chance?
The front court for going against Golden State it's a little bit tough, but I do think Miles Turner has a little bit of upside here. If he can stay on the court for most of the night, I think he's got a good chance. But Green ultimately he could push he's gonna have that floor for about 10 plus here. So I think Green would be my favorite, but I definitely want to get a little bit exposure to Turner. And once again, your man Durant, you can't count him out if he's gonna have a big game. He could push that, but I don't think when he has his monster games, he's getting a ton of rebounds. He gets a lot in a different category, and more in other categories, I'd say. But Green would be my optimal play here.
Yeah, I agree on the Green play. I think he's my optimal play too. This one's kind of interesting. We have all four of these guys projected within one rebound of each other,
Hmm.
which makes for a tough category. Um, One thing there is, you know, the Warriors, like normally they wouldn't be worried about playing their starters too much, but they've been out for so long that they want to get them back and running together for the
Hmm.
playoffs. So I expect Green and Durant to see the normal workload. Um, I kind of like I still go with Green as the optimal play. I think Durant's a close second, and Miles Turner and Thaddeus Young. You could pick them, but I don't feel that comfortable with them. So I gotta agree, Green's the optimal play. I see some, like we said, we have them projected all within one rebound of each other.
Hmm.
I see the merit to all of them. For most assists, we have Draymond Green, Darren Collison, Victor Oladipo, and Quinn Cook. Um, this one is also pretty interesting to me. Quinn Cook has been lighting up the scoring recently without Steph Curry. He's been great.
Hmm.
But he hasn't really been doing too much on the assisting side, usually around the 5 or 6 range at the max. We got Draymond projected for a healthy 8 assists today, which is at least
Hmm.
3 more than anyone else, which makes me like Draymond in this category too. Anything I'm missing?
I think Draymond's here. I honestly think Draymond could push for that triple double tonight.
Yeah.
In my opinion, with how high scoring the game could be and close it could be to the end, I think Draymond could push for the triple double, which makes him another easy favorite here. Collison and Oladipo in the backcourt make a little bit of sense. If I had to go with one, I would go with Collison. Um, but Green's my optimal pick once again here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going Dre for a lot. And then for total points, we have Kevin Durant. Um, I think this game's going to stay close. I really like
Hmm.
the shot Indiana has here. They've been playing really well. I kind of like 25 to 29 for Durant. Don't want to over project him, but definitely don't want to under project him. What's your range?
I think he pushes for close to 30. I don't know if he'll really quite get over 30. I think he could push for right around 27, like what you're saying. I'd put him around 25 to 28 tonight.
Yeah, I think floor of 25 sounds pretty good, and we might not want to go higher than 31, maybe at the highest.
Yeah.
Um, And then, real quick, while we're on the NBA topic, Boom has introduced a new Cinco jackpot, which is 99 cents and the exact same as the $1 jackpot, except We have one extra category where we have most points between Bojan Bogdanovic, Quinn Cook, Domantas Sabonis, and Jordan Bell. Um, and, I touched on Quinn Cook a little bit earlier. I really like his upside. He's been scoring a lot recently. Um, he's been not afraid to take shots. He wants to be on this playoff roster for Golden State, and
Hmm.
nothing's stopping him. Bogdanovic, Sabonis, Jordan Bell, they're not really. Well, Jordan Bell definitely does not have a shot here, but Sabonis and Bogdanovic, nothing pops off for me. I could see Bogdanovic. He is the favorite. I could definitely see him getting it, but I kind of like Quinn Cook here. What about you?
Yeah, with Curry out, Quinn Cook's definitely tried to take over that scoring role that they're missing a little bit. So I think Quinn Cook would be a good favorite in this category. I do want to give a little bit of love to Bogdanovich because he does take his shots and they do set up a lot of plays for him to get a lot of open shots. So the volume will be there for him too, I think. But Quinn Cook would be my favorite as well.
Yeah, a pretty close one there. I definitely choose between one of those two. And then with that being NBA, we will jump into MLB. And we have most hits between Chris Bryant, Josh Harrison, Chris Owings, and Dexter Fowler. What you got for me, Caleb?
Well, this one's a pretty easy one because we already decided today to lock in Chris Bryant as a must-have. He's going to go against the left-hander in a nice hitter's park tonight. He had about a 300 average against them last year. A lot of good advanced splits for him going tonight. Batting in the three-hole, they changed the lineup up a little bit, and I really like how it's looking tonight. Chris Bryant's he was an easy must-have call for us tonight. He's our one lone must-have on the short slate, so definitely pick him for hits here. I do like Harrison if you're multi-entering just because he gets Homer Bailey, and Homer Bailey he can blow up, and Harrison is very good at getting on base and antagonizing opposing pitchers. So I could see Harrison getting a little bit of love here out of the leadoff spot, but Chris Bryant is definitely our guy.
Absolutely love the Bryant pick, that's for sure. We'll move on to most RBIs. We have Christian Yelich, who's questionable. Do you have any news on that?
I do not. He is out of the lineup tonight actually.
Okay,
So do not pick Christian Yelich. They just came out with that lineup, and he is not in there.
awesome. So we'll narrow the field a little bit more. We got
Hmm.
Anthony Rizzo, Paul Goldschmidt, and Joey Votto. Most RBIs. What you thinking?
Rizzo gets a tough left-hander tonight. He does normally have a lot of power upside against lefties, which you don't usually see. He's in the four hole tonight, and he's surrounded by two really good righties. I think that the upside for him is a little bit capped against the lefty because the lefty he's facing was really really tough on lefties last year. Only gave up one home run, so that's really tough to pick him for upside with RBIs. Once again, don't pick Yelich. Um, I would probably look to Goldschmidt here or Votto. Votto's lefty on lefty again, but he does have plenty of upside, and it's an arm that's not going to overpower him too much. But I would look to Goldie here as my favorite. Goldie's going against Wainwright. Wainwright's an older pitcher. He's more of a finesse pitcher at this point. He's not going to overpower too many guys. He had a lot of issues last year. Um, they're going to need a lot of power uptick and a lot more power out of him with Jake Lamb gone. So I think Goldschmidt probably steps up here and has a good chance to win this category. Definitely get exposure to Rizzo and Votto if you're multi-entering though.
Yeah. This is pretty interesting to me. Wainwright is always way better at home, but he is coming off the DL. Don't know how long that
Hmm.
leash will be. So that's something to keep in mind here. And then, little odd stat I have is that for some reason Cincinnati always beats Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is,
Wow.
but I learned it last year and it stayed true the whole season. And if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Joey Votto. So it's just
Okay.
something to think about there. I see the
Yeah, it's a
upside
tough
for both
category.
those guys. Yeah. Like Caleb said, Rizzo, he actually is really good against lefties, but if you're facing a tough pitcher against lefties, it
Yeah.
really caps the upside. So definitely choose between Goldschmidt and Votto, and then yeah, if you're mass entering, I do think like Caleb said, you would want a share over Rizzo. Um, for most total bases, we have Travis Shaw, Kyle Schwarber, Jake Lamb, who Caleb mentioned is out, and Francisco Cervelli. Do we know he's in the starting lineup?
Yeah, he is. Cervelli is catching tonight, so you can go ahead and consider him. For me though, I'm not gonna consider him out of these two. Both of the other two guys, they are facing lefty on lefty matchups, but I do want to give a little bit of love out of a Shaw here in the four hole. I think Milwaukee can get to Leicester tonight, and I do like Shaw spot in the lineup, and I think Shaw has a good chance here to cover the most total bases. He's got a lot of upside, even though he does get the lefty. He's still decent enough against lefties to consider him. Schwarber he's a tough call against a lefty, but I would split your entries if you're multi-earning with these two. I'd give him a little bit of love, and then Cervelli, it's tough to get a ton of upside from him. I know he hits well in his home park, but really you're kind of hoping for a solo home run out of him.
Yeah. This one's really hard. None of these guys pop off to me, and the way I kind of look at it is who might walk, and Travis
Hmm.
Shaw is pretty good at that.
Yeah.
So that's honestly my reasoning for why I might go Travis Shaw here. But yeah, this category is not pretty at all. um, but we get one of our favorite guys here at DFI, Robbie Ray on the road, like our
Hmm.
favorite thing to say.
Yeah.
And I kind of love doing this category every day, and that is our K prediction for him. So what do you got?
Definitely, I think I'm definitely liking the K predictions too. It's been a lot of fun with these. Robbie Ray is basically a lock anytime he's on the road. He struggles in Arizona with the long ball and a lot of power. Even with the humidor, he struggled against the Rockies already this year. But he's on the road tonight. He gets St. Louis, who really they're good against left-handers, but they really don't have a ton of upside against them. They're not very good against his specialty of pitches, his high velocity. He could overpower them tonight, and he definitely has the most strikeout upside in DFS tonight, in my opinion. For me, I think he pushes for a floor of 7 to 8, and I think he probably can get to double digits tonight.
Yeah. Great call. As we've been kind of noticing, the K projection is usually pretty on. Last night they had John Gray at 10. He got 11.
Yeah.
We called it right around 10. But yeah, Caleb just gave you that projection, and we have Ray at 8.6 tonight. So definitely something to consider. Robbie Ray is a monster on the road, an
Yeah.
absolute monster. I really like anywhere between 8 to 10. I think he could push for 10, but 8 or 9 seems a little more realistic.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I really like that. I really like that pick, and I think we can nail this strikeout category.
Sure.
We'll jump into the $2 progressive for MLB, where we'll start with most hits between Lorenzo Cain, Scooter Gennett, Josh Bell, and Jason Hayward. Anything pop out to you?
Yeah, so Lorenzo Cain was one guy that we actually claimed for our DFI users that are in the war room right now. They're getting Lorenzo Cain as an extra must-have tonight for their tournaments. Lorenzo Cain gets a really, really nice matchup against Lester. Lester is atrocious at holding guys on. Cain pushed for almost 30 stolen bases last year. He's going to be in the leadoff spot. He had really, really good averages against lefty. Lester on the road, you can definitely pick righties against him. You can exploit him that way. So tonight we're looking to take advantage of that, and we're going with Cain for a lot of upside tonight out of the leadoff spot. He would definitely be my favorite here. I do think Bell can be considered as a good second option if you're double or multi-entering. Um, Bailey was worse to he's worse to lefties already this season, and Bell crushed righties last year, and I could see him have a multi-hit day. But Cain is definitely the optimal play here for us.
Yeah, Lorenzo Cain's got the sneaky upside. A lot of people might see Lester and and shy away, but Cain's been
Yeah.
crushing on the Brewers. I like everything you just said. Um, yeah, I definitely go Cain the first choice, and Bell is a close second.
Sure.
We'll jump into most RBIs between Ryan Braun, Gregory Polanco, Jose Martinez, and Javier Baez. Um, is your sneaky call Javier Baez here, or do you like someone else?
I do think you can get some exposure to him. But he's down in the 8 hole. He's gonna have to kind of
Ah,
do it in his first. Yeah, he's gonna have to do it in his first few ABs. I feel like to really get some upside. But that lineup does have a lot of upside tonight. My favorite would probably be Braun. He's in the 3 hole tonight. He's got a good lineup around him. He's got a lefty on the mound. He's given up home runs against righties on the road. I think he has plenty of upside, but I also want to give love to Gregory Polanco. People sleep on him a little bit. I think he goes a little bit underrated. He's in the 2 hole tonight. He was really good against righties last year. He's gonna hit righties well. He's hit righties well in his career. Um, I don't know how much more upside he would have over Braun, but Braun would definitely be the guy with the most upside in this category for me.
yeah. I'm pulling up some quick data right here, and I'm seeing Braun has some pretty good numbers off Leicester, and Polanco also has some decent BVP.
Yeah.
Braun's 7 for 16, which you gotta like. And Caleb and I always talk about stacking, and if we're going with Lorenzo Cain for most hits, then we're expecting him to be on base for Ryan Braun. So
Hmm.
then you want to say, okay, Kane's going to get on base. He's going to steal second
Yeah,
against Lester. Ryan Braun's going to come up and knock him in.
sure.
That's one thing you really want to think about there. Love the upside there. Love the matchup. I kind of like picking on Lester anytime he's on the road. So I definitely agree with Braun there. And we'll jump into most runs scored with A.J. Pollock, Eugenio Suarez, Adam Frazier, and Addison Russell. Are all these guys definitely in the lineup? Do we know?
Frazier is not in the lineup tonight.
Okay.
You can go ahead and do not consider Frazier tonight. Eugenio Suarez is in the 2-hole tonight, so that's a nice spot for him. And then Addison Russell, I believe, is pushed down in the 7-hole. For me, for runs scored here, I kind of want to pick on Wainwright again, and I think I might go with Pollock here. They're gonna need a lot more guys on base. I think Wainwright gets a lot of runners on, and if there's anyone that's gonna score out of Arizona, it's most likely going to be Goldschmidt and Pollock. Those two guys get on base at will in that lineup. And Pollock actually has a really good lefty behind him tonight, and Wainwright was worse against lefties. So if anyone's going to knock him in, I think that lefty behind him gives him a good chance to knock him in and score some runs. Um, Definitely want to give some love to Addison Russell. I think he can get on base against the lefty plenty. Eugenio Suarez crushed lefties last year, and he's crushed lefties in his career. So definitely give Eugenio Suarez some love here too, especially out of the 2-hole. I think he can be considered. Pollock would be my favorite, and then multi-entering would probably go Eugenio, and then if you have a little bit extra, go Russell.
Yeah. For this category, where you bat in the lineup is very important, and you want the extra at bats. So I mean, already we have all these guys on the road, which means they're guaranteed those at bats, which is kind of
Sure.
nice. Frazier not playing, and we know Addison Russell bumped in that 7-hole, so he's gonna have Baez and a pitcher behind him. So not as
Hmm.
intriguing,
Yeah.
especially. Who's leading off for the Cubs?
It's Hap tonight.
Okay, so that's not bad if it gets to that point.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean Pollock is going to have a little more upside. If you want to go with the really odd thing I noticed that Cincinnati always seems to be Pittsburgh, then I kind of like Suarez there too. But definitely choose between the first two. I think they have the most upside for sure. And the last thing, speaking of picking on John Lester, is determining how many strikeouts he gets tonight.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
He does get. The thing is that there were supposed to be a couple extra lefties in the lineup tonight, but with Christian Yelich out, he won't be at the top of the lineup. And the only lefty that Lester's going to see tonight will be Travis Shaw and the pitcher. So not huge on Lester tonight, and I do think he's going to have some issues with Milwaukee. I would think he has a decent amount of K upside in this matchup just because the Milwaukee can still strike out plenty. They've already struck out plenty enough to start the year. But I'm going to tamper the expectations for Leicester, and I'm going to go somewhere between 3 to 6,
So
three
what
to
if I
five.
told you his K
Yeah,
projection is also 8.6?
interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree here with our sources, but I kind of like what Caleb was saying better. John Lester, is aging. He always gets benefit of the doubt. People are like, oh, he's playing Milwaukee, but that lineup, isn't as bad, and he's going on the road. If he was at home, I could probably see it.
mhm.
I don't think he. I kind of like the 5 to 6 range. I don't think he gets over 6. I think 8.6 is way overdoing it. I wouldn't mind being wrong because that'd be kind of crazy if he could still put that out. But yeah, I mean 5 to 6. I mean Caleb put him down so low. You can already tell our expectations for him are not that high. So definitely don't overdo it when you're picking that K projection. But that'll be it for the Boom Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Daily Fantasy Insider channel here on Boom TV. Any final words you'd like to say, Caleb?
No, nothing much. Just enjoy the weekend, enjoy the games tonight, enjoy the Masters. I know it's a lot of fun to watch that. It's a great weekend for sports. It's great to have baseball back, great to have NBA back. It's great to have everything back, and it's good to be with you guys again.
Yeah, we got it all. I'll be in our NBA war room. Caleb will be in our MLB war room. And we are ready for this slate. So good luck, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.
Take it easy.